at Joshua 10, please. We're talking about the first 14 verses of that today. Just a quick reminder, the sort of series I'm doing is looking at how to experience the Christian life better, more stronger, to its fullness, whichever path applies for you, right? And just to check how much you have paid attention, right? The first thing I say is, if you come to my house for a meal, where would you expect to eat? And what do you usually say next?
Not in the corridor.
Not in the corridor. Not in the corridor. You would expect to be led into my house, hopefully the dining room, or some sort of place where you can eat food. But that's what we do as Christians often. We open the door to God's house and we think, we have arrived. No! We just got in. But it's skin of our teeth often. Now, we've got to go in and explore the house of God, seeing all his riches, seeing what he's got to offer, seeing all his promises. If we stay in the corridor, all we're going to do is keep our coats on, stand there like lemons, and wonder, is that really it? Am I expecting more? Okay. God is a God who wants to keep on giving. And if you read through Joshua, all he does is keep on giving. Miracle after miracle after miracle. However, there's another promise that comes from Esther. We are where we are for a time such as this. Okay? We might not like where we are. We might be praying against it. And sometimes that's the right thing to do. But very often we find that we are where we are because that is exactly where God wants us to be. How annoying that is sometimes. How frustrating that is sometimes. But we are exactly where we are for a time such as this. On the other hand, Revelation teaches us that whatever he opens, no one can shut. Whatever he shuts, no one can open. The downside is, let's not try and bang our heads against the door that's been shut. Because he shut it, so it won't open. But let's find the open door and go through it. See, I have placed before you an open door. Let's find the door, let's go through it. It may not be very rosy and as nice as you want it to be on the other side. But that's where God wants us to be. And guess what? That is where we will flourish because we're doing God's will. And I'm not going to promise you an easy, comfortable life. Okay? Challenge is part of the process. You walk through this door, so you accept the fact that you're going to have challenges. But he's going to walk with us all the way.
Amen.
So far in Joshua we have learned that God is full of promises.
Yeah.
Right? I will give you all this territory. I will never leave you nor forsake you. He didn't say, oh, you're going to have an easy life on the sofa, feet up. I haven't found that verse here, I've been looking. He did say, I will never leave you nor forsake you. We have seen plenty of miracles. The Joshua paddled for 25, 30 miles, all the way from here to Birmingham. Dry land. Jericho fell miraculously. Today we're going to hear about 3 miracles. And the reason I'm preaching now is because the miracles all point to God being greater than the all. There is obedience. Going back to we are where we are for times such as this. That's what I meant by you have to stand up earlier. It's obedience. I will never leave you or forsake you is only half a verse. The other half is as long as you obey my commands.
Yeah.
Obedience is a huge part of Christian life. I learned about it a bit this week because I had a bit of an argument with God actually. Took a leave out of my wife's book and actually argued. And I wondered why he was so quiet all week. And then sort of Thursday evening, Friday, he said to me, "You haven't done that yet." No, you haven't done that yet. You want me to carry on talking to you. You be obedient. Interesting one. Lots of people don't like Joshua because there's a lot of death in there. A lot of people dying. And again, remind you, it is not about genocide, right? It wasn't a dictator wanting to get rid of all these people living there. It actually was about the removal of sin. The people there were very sinful, very bad, did very bad things. Things that would shock us if it were in news today. It is an illustration of what's going to happen in Judgment Day. But if they hadn't repented, it could have gone differently. And that is also need to understand this. Repentance is a really strong theme that runs throughout Joshua. Joshua, seen as one of the first prophets, is the first book of the actual prophet section of the Jewish Bible. But like all the others, he wasn't perfect. And he knew he wasn't perfect. And in his book, he also writes his mistakes, so we can learn. And it's just come on the back of 2 mistakes he made in the previous chapters. And the biggest thing is he didn't inquire of the Lord. So went up to Ai and failed because he had sinners in the camp and didn't ask first. And he made a treaty with the Gibeonites he shouldn't have done because he believed him rather than asking God first. But he was very honest about it. So having said that, we've already gone in detail. The book of Joshua. It's a good news book. Right? It's a good news for the sinner because repentance is the life. It's good news for the believer because God is the most powerful. He is greater than God.
Yeah.
It's not so great news for the doubters because they find out the hard way that that's correct. And it's all about, in the end of the day, for us, choosing Jesus. And for them, out there, choosing Jesus. That's the main way. And for us also, it's also not just understanding that God is greater than God, more powerful, but also embracing that. Embracing miracles. And that sometimes you would say, that's obvious. No, it's not. There's plenty of people in Christian circles who are uncomfortable with miracles. Because they can be boxed in, they can be explained, they can be controlled. But God isn't controlled by us. We can't control Him. We can't control His Spirit. So miracles are something we have to learn to be comfortable with and understand. I used to have a slogan and still have this: I'm a realist. I expect a miracle every day.
Yeah.
And that's how we should live our life. It's not something that you brush away, hope nobody finds out. It's something we need to live by. So with that in mind, let's read Joshua 10. I'll get my slide. I'll give you that back. Sometimes it's like something. Just follow the text. Okay. Now Adoni-Zedek, king of Jerusalem, heard that Joshua had taken Ai and totally destroyed it, doing to Ai and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king. And that the people of Gibeon had made a treaty with the kings of Israel and had become their allies. He and his people were very much alarmed at this, because Gibeon was an important city, like one of the royal cities. It was larger than Ai, and all its men were good fighters. So Adonai-Tzedek, king of Jerusalem, appealed to Hoam, king of Hebron, Hiram, king of Yarmut, Yafia, king of Lachish, and Debir, king of Eglon. Come up and help me attack Gibeon, he said, because it has made peace with Joshua and the Israelites. Then the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, Hebron, Yarmut, Lachish, and Eglon, joined forces. They moved up with all their troops and took up positions against Gibeon and attacked it. The Gibeonites sent word to Joshua in the camp of Gilgal. Do not abandon your servants. Come up to us quickly and save us. Help us, because all the Amorite kings from the hill country have joined forces against us. So Joshua marched up from Gilgal with his entire army, including all the best fighting men. The Lord said to Joshua, do not be afraid of them. I have given them into your hand. Not one of them will be able to withstand you. After an all-night march from Gilgal, Joshua took them by surprise. The Lord threw them into confusion before Israel, so Joshua and the Israelites defeated them completely. He won. Israel pursued them along the road going up to Beit Horon and cut them down all the way to Azekah and Makkedah. As they fled before Israel on the road down to Beit Horon and to Azekah, the Lord hurled large hailstones down on them, and more of them died from the hail than were killed by the sword of the Israelites. On the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you mourn over the valley of Ayalon. So the sun stood still and the moon stopped, to the nation that mentions help from its enemies. As is written in the book of Yashar, the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since. A day when the Lord listened to a human being. Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel. Then Joshua returned with all Israel to the camp of Gilgal. So, you know the phrase in the Bible that's written more often than any other phrase, or most other phrases? Do not be afraid. Okay? So the Lord first of all encourages, do not be afraid. Okay? I will always be with you. I'll never leave you or forsake you. Do be afraid. So that also shows us very often when we go and do things in obedience. Even people like Joshua and Moses and so on were afraid. They were worried. Because when you trust in the Lord, faith is something about something that you don't see. Okay? You have to have hope, you have to believe inside. And yes, people are worried when you do that. It's often nice to hear the Lord, do not be afraid because I got back. The victory is already yours. So, historically, Joshua needed 2 attempts to destroy Ai, because the first one failed. That gave the other Canaanite kings a bit of hope, saying actually, it's not all one day like that. Then Gibeon, was an important city, made a covenant with Joshua. That forced the Canaanite king's hand, they had to act. So 5 kings got together. Next slide, please. King Adonai-Tzedek, who was the king of Jerusalem on Mount Zion. Now, he had a predecessor we all know should know a bit better. Next slide. King Melchizedek. Okay? But there's a lot of difference between them. The phrase Adonai-Tzedek means, or is usually translated to Lord of Righteousness. The correct translation is my Lord is righteous. Melchizedek, again, King of Righteousness, but the correct literally is my King is righteous. Melchizedek is also coined as the priest of El Elyon, the priest of the Lord Most High. Right? Now, Tzedek isn't. I'll just put it there before I explain a bit more. There is a lot of questions about what the names actually mean and things. There's a lot of discussions. There is the thought that Tzedek always means righteousness, may also have been their dynasty name, because both of them had the same sort of end name. So the Lord of Tzedek, the King of Tzedek. Or that Tzedek may have been the deity that was worshipped in Jerusalem at the time. Be it however it is, next thing please. Melchizedek, as the priest of God, has been seen by the whole Bible as a righteous man who was a priest of the Lord Most High, right? And you see that in the Psalms, you see that in various scriptures of the New Testament, the order of Melchizedek. Tzedek, next slide, is entirely opposite. Okay? He can be seen as an early version of Antichrist, if you like. Okay? He's got the same sort of righteous name, but his persona had nothing to do with actually glorifying God or anything like that. If he had, he would have known not to attack Joshua or to work against Israelites, but to repent. Now, interesting is, what does he actually do? Does he attack Joshua? Does he? Anybody? No, he doesn't. He attacks Gibon. Next slide. Now, funny thing is, right? It's a bit what the enemy does when he attacks God or Jesus. He doesn't go to God and attacks him. He attacks the believers. He goes in at the weaker end. Okay? That's his strategy. And it's something we need to sort of be aware of, because we can see every time we have a number of conversions, every time we have baptisms, new responsibilities in the church. I know when we were talking about eldership a few years back, that was one of our worst years we had for a long time, with things that happened. Growing churches, and then you wonder, yeah, I understand why enemy is coming for us now. But we need to be aware of that. That's where protection is needed. Okay? And that's what the Gibeonites did, is the 5 kings came to besiege Gibeon, and the Gibeonites set out to plead for help to Joshua. And Joshua responds. Joshua acts. And because he acts correctly, this time God is with him and will let go. In the next 5 verses we have 3 miracles. So Joshua came from there and marched all the way there overnight. It's an all-night march. So it's quite a hefty march for an army, right? It took them some time. Now the Canaanites worshipped a goddess of war called Anat. Now Joshua came with an army who was already tired from fighting for the last 2 weeks. They had marched all night with the gear on up the mountain. Now I've been in an army, it ain't easy, I can promise you that. It was even more difficult that time, because they probably carried a lot more than I used to carry. And when you arrive in the morning after a 30-40 mile hike, just me, I couldn't move, let alone start fighting. So they marched all night up the mountain, first of all undetected. A whole army marching up the mountain all night would be noisy. That wasn't a clandestine sneaking up operation. There was all the gear on, that would have been noisy. So they were undetected, and then they showed no sign of fatigue. They had the energy to fight for the next 24 hours solid. And I can promise you, I was in the outstation when I had my overnight hike. Not far away from actually where that was, funnily enough. I crumbled, so did the rest of us. There was no way we would have fought for the next 24 hours. They fought for the next 24 hours and they drove them all the way down the mountains into the valleys. So if Jerusalem is here, Tel Aviv will be somewhere around here. That's about 50-mile stretch. The first 20 miles up to about Azekah is a flat line. It's the flat line of the shore. Then you go in the valley up to Jerusalem. So they pursued him all the way down the mountain. Okay? That is some faith. And next slide, please. And the first miracle basically came to show the Israelites and the Canaanites that God is much more powerful than their walk on the Sabbath. God is all powerful. He's greater than it all. Next slide, please. Now we have all heard of Baal. So a lot in the Old Testament about the Israelites worshiping Baal when they shouldn't have. Pretty nice picture. It's kind of fun, to be honest. It was horrible pictures that has. He was a god of the storms. He was a storm god. So what did God do when they were running down the mountain? He sent a great big, next slide, hailstorm. And that's damage to a car from a hailstorm recently. Somewhere. That producing hailstones was something only God was supposed to be able to do. Okay? So God sent a huge hailstorm, and that hailstorm killed more people than fighting. See, that's true. And the other thing is, how many Israelites were killed in that hailstorm?
None.
Yes, there are?
None.
None. It was a very localized hailstorm. You knew exactly where to stop. Next one, please. God is more powerful than God. And then comes the third miracle, which you see as a biggie. See one of the biggest miracles in the Old Testament, if you like, if not the biggest. The Samson for a day. Next one, please. The Canaanites worshipped the goddess of the sun and the god of the moon, Shemesh and Yerech. And next slide. Joshua commands the sun and the moon to stop. And the sun and the moon stopped. It doesn't say how Joshua needed to do that. But I'm guessing he did inquire of the Lord this time. The Lord said, Joshua, tell the moon and sun to stop. And Joshua said, okay, he did it. It says it stopped for a full day. That is 24 hours. It was a long day that day. And as it's written in the book of Yashar, nobody's really 100% sure what the book of Yashar is. Some think that it reverts back to the Torah, but I'm not 100% convinced of that. Others think it is a lost book of the old Jewish Bible. Yashar means straight or upright, and then we must translate into the book of the upright or the straight man or the righteous man. It says in that book that the sun stops for a full day and there's never been a day like it before or since. I'm not convinced that's correct when it says that the Lord listens to a human being. So actually he listens to us quite a lot. Still makes his own mind up. He does what he wants, and it's God. But I don't know what's miracle, just think of it. You need more time to do a job. You say, and suddenly you could an extra 24 hours. And you're not sure if you were happy to work an extra 24 hours for me, sticking to work for that time, but I'll leave that hanging there, but it's an enormous miracle. Just think, if the sun suddenly stopped now for 24 hours, what would happen? The news channels would have a field day, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It is an amazing miracle. Next slide. And God proves, again, that He's greater than it all. He's greater than any sun god, moon god, or any other god you might want to throw in the mix.
Amen.
And God is still the same today. Okay? He still speaks powerful words. He still makes things happen. Miracles still happen. And I'm still a realist, I still expect a miracle every day. And then when, as we said earlier, we sit here and we've got problems coming to us. And we're fighting our own battle speed, work, emotional, physical. God is greater than you all. God is the most powerful being. And when He says victory is ours, do not be afraid. I have got this. Guess what? He has got this. Every time. And there's one big difference on our side. Guess what that is? Anybody? One big difference that we have. The Old Testament didn't have.
Jesus. Holy Spirit.
Jesus.
Louder.
Jesus.
Jesus, yes. In the Old Testament, it had to go through Moses, through Joshua, through where the prophet was. Now, we all have that personal relationship, that personal connection to the Spirit that lives in us, through Jesus Christ. We don't have to go somewhere else to ask for help. We go direct to the source, and we can. That is a big difference. Through Jesus, God works miracles today.
Amen.
Just please believe it. So, without ado, let's carry on worshiping and be grateful and thankful to the Lord who is really greater than you all.